In a small village surrounded by dusty roads and old mud houses, lived an old man named Raghav. His hair was gray, his hands were rough, and his back was slightly bent from years of hard work. Everyone in the village knew him as a very careful saver. Raghav had a glass jar hidden in his house, filled with coins he had saved for decades. Every time he earned a little money, he dropped a coin into that jar. He rarely spent anything on himself. Simple clothes, simple food, simple life. His wife, Savitri, often watched him silently. One day, she finally spoke. "Raghav," she said firmly, "you save money like it is your life, but you never live." Raghav looked shocked. "Saving is living," he replied. "Money gives security." Savitri shook her head, but said nothing. Years passed. Raghav grew older. His strength slowly faded. One evening, while lifting the heavy jar to count his coins, his hands trembled. The jar slipped and fell. Coins scattered all over the floor. Raghav sat down, breathing heavily, staring at the coins with tired eyes. At that moment, Savitri stood beside him and said softly, "You saved money, but you forgot to invest in yourself." Raghav looked confused. She continued, "You never learned new skills, never improved your work, never spent money to grow stronger or wiser. Now you have coins, but no energy to use them." Those words hit Raghav harder than any loss. That night, he couldn't sleep. The next morning, Raghav called his grandson, Ammon, and said, "Come with me." They walked to the fields. Raghav showed Ammon the land he once worked on but never improved. "I was afraid to spend," Raghav said. "I thought saving was success. But real wealth comes from working smarter, learning more, and growing continuously." Raghav sold a part of his savings and used the money to teach Ammon modern farming techniques. Ammon learned, worked hard, and slowly turned the land into a successful farm. Years later, Ammon became a respected and wealthy man. One day, Ammon said, "Grandfather, because of you, I learned the most important lesson." Raghav smiled weakly. "What is it?" Ammon replied, "Never save money blindly. Save wisdom, invest in skills, work with purpose. Money should follow your growth, not replace it." Raghav closed his eyes peacefully, knowing his life lesson would live on. Moral of the story: light bulb money saved without growth is fear. Money invested in work, skills, and wisdom becomes true wealth.